What's going on, Jonathan?
Today we are doing some birthdays.
Birthdays?
For May 9th, May 3rd to the through the 9th. We
What do we
have some
got?
birthdays. We have starting from May 4th, we have uh Weiss Venema,
Well, let me share my Google,
and it says he's known for the Satan tool.
the Satan tool. Let's see here. What's his name?
Waitsi? I don't know.
I think because he's like
Dutch.
German. Is he Dutch? Oh, okay, so he's Dutch. I think his name is pronounced Vietsi Venema.
Oh.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Dutch pronounce W's as V, so it's Vietsi Venema.
Wow.
I could be wrong. I'm not Dutch, so what is he famous for?
For Satan tools.
Satan tools. Didn't we talk about Satan
Yeah,
once?
we did.
It stands for Security Administration Tool for Analyzing Networks. So apparently this guy's been around. He's actually has worked for some pretty big companies. I think, is it this guy? Oh yeah, here we go. On March 24th, 2015, he announced he was leaving IBM for Google.
Oh wow. He's up there.
So yeah, he's one of those guys that, because he's been in the industry so long, he actually understands how the communication protocols were programmed.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that like communication programs, especially anything to do with the internet, it's very slow to change. Because if you make a change to anything regarding the internet, you're going to break thousands of sites that are out there. So you can't just go and say, this is unsafe, let's change this, because you're just going to break stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you get a lot of security concerns when it comes to internet stuff. So this guy actually, because he wrote a lot of like network tools, he is so familiar with how TCP works, TCP/IP, how the whole the name server thing. Remember how we talked about it's hard to memorize the TCP/IP numbers like 192.168.
Mm-hmm.
0.1, whatever. And instead, you register a domain, and the name servers keep track of the name and what address it goes to. Remember we talked about that as well?
Yeah.
Or actually, we did something because we registered a couple of domains. We registered one, and there's a video that we created on how to register domains and how to publish a website and stuff like that. But because this guy's been around for such a long time, going from IBM to Google, I mean, Google's like, yeah, we want all the IBM, knowledge that you got. Bring it on over, So pretty cool. Good for Vietsi Venema. Hope I
Yeah.
pronounced it right, Vietsi. Who else do we got?
All right. On May 6th, we have two birthdays for Orson Welles.
Orson. Why is Orson on the tech list?
Known for War of the Worlds. He wrote it. Oh, actor and filmmaker.
Yeah. War of the Worlds.
One of the greatest films ever made. There it is.
So I guess because of the extraterrestrial thing, is that why he's...
Maybe. Maybe there is a lot of like tech stuff inside of that movie
Possibly.
or that book that he talked about.
think I'm gonna have to go read the book now.
Sparked an interest in War of the World.
Science fiction novel, English author. 1897. Wow, this guy was way ahead of his time. You know, it's so funny that we talk about these birthdays, and I'm thinking, like, why is this guy on the list? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even make sense. When I first put him on there, and it's like, it doesn't even make sense. I'm like, okay, well, apparently he's got something. But the thing is that 1897, he's writing fiction, science fiction about extraterrestrial beings.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, as it is, oh man, I like the words just escaping me right now because they're mentioning like radio, liquid fuel, multi-stage rockets, which resulted in Apollo stage landing 71 years later. So I'm wondering if he like, I wonder if like the whole liquid fuel for rockets and the multi-stage rocket, you know, that eventually resulted in Apollo 11. I wonder if he talked a lot about this during his book. And these were theories
Like
that
he
they had back in that time.
inspired people to actually follow up and like invent something like that.
Exactly. I mean, because you look at Star Trek, right? Star Trek had, you know, tablets. They had mobile phones, you know, to communicate wirelessly, you know, all this stuff. And all of a sudden it's like, here we are, you know, we got Star Trek gadgets.
How old is Star Trek? And like when they first started?
Man, I want to say they were late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, so that was before even like touchscreens too. Like they were all
Oh,
like
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe that's why this guy is in the list. The
cool.
War of the Worlds, H.G. Wells. I'm gonna have to read it now. I have Audible, so I'm gonna listen to it.
Cool.
I'm gonna leave this tab. In fact, I'm gonna pull this tab out and put it over here on the side. All right. Who do we got next?
Next we have Jim Tice Ellis. Or Jim Ellis.
Computer scientist.
Known for
Usenet. Do you know what Usenet is?
No.
So let's go look at what Usenet is. Is a worldwide distribution discussion system available on computers. It was developed by a general purpose Unix to Unix copy dial-up network. So you had to go and connect to a Usenet server, and then that would allow you to communicate with other people that also can communicate with those servers. Other servers can communicate. So they were kind of like, if we look at this right here, right? So these servers right here, this is what you would dial into. And when you dial into these servers, so like, let's just say you dialed into this one. And this is a person who dialed in. This was before the internet, broadband internet, okay? Broadband internet. This is, you would connect to a Usenet server, and then that allowed you to connect to this guy, and you can start a discussion. And this server, somehow or other, was able to communicate with these servers. And when people dialed into these servers, that allowed them to communicate with these other people. See how the communication goes here? Same thing here. So this was kind of a way, this was like oh man, what's the word I'm looking for? An antiquated version of, I don't know, Facebook maybe? Because I mean, you would get into these chat forums essentially. And this is how you would communicate with others.
The old school LAN parties.
Oh man. Yeah, so that's what this guy created. He created Usenet. So Pretty cool. All right.
And
We have any more?
Yeah, that's all we have for May 3rd through 9th.
All right.
For tech birthdays.
Tech birthdays. Until next time.